Imagine a horror movie that's not just a thrill ride, but a twisted celebration of the spookiest night of the year. Welcome to VHS Halloween, the latest installment in the VHS Anthology series, where a group of daring directors gather to spin some terrifying tales that will leave you sleeping with the lights on. But here's where it gets really interesting. This time, they're all centered around Halloween. The one night where the lines between reality and nightmare are blurred. And this is the part most people miss. The way these stories are woven together with a common thread of dark humor and a willingness to push the boundaries of what's considered acceptable. So, if you're ready to ditch the elevated horror and dive into the depths of madness, then you're in for a treat. The VHS series has always been known for its found footage style, and VHS Halloween is no exception. The film returns to a connecting short, Diet Phantasma, which plays out like a grainy focus group video, complete with a warning label that says, "For internal use only." As the story unfolds, we see test subjects being given a can of Diet Phantasma, with disastrous consequences that will leave you questioning the sanity of the people behind this twisted experiment. The first proper segment, Coochie Coochie Coo by Anna Zlokovic, sets the tone for the rest of the film. It's a story about two teenagers who are a little too old to be trick-or-treating, but still want to get in on the action. They stumble upon an urban legend about a figure known as Mommy, who makes unruly teenagers disappear on Halloween. Of course, they end up at her house, which is a masterclass in deranged filmmaking. Every corner of this impossible house of horrors is filled with something truly unsettling, making it a great addition to the film. But here's the thing. Not everyone will agree that this type of horror is the most effective. Some might say that it's too over the top, too reliant on gore and shock value. And that's a fair point. However, for fans of the genre, VHS Halloween is a dream come true. The film's use of found footage and anthology style allows for a diverse range of stories and styles, each one more terrifying than the last. Take, for example, Paco Plaza's Ut Supra Sic Infra, which tells the story of a lone survivor of a massacre who is taken by the police to the scene of the crime to explain how his friends ended up with holes where their eyes used to be. Plaza's use of cutting back and forth between the night in question and the investigation is a clever trick that adds to the tension and suspense. And then there's Casper Kelly's Fun Size, which is truly unhinged in a way that the genre could use more often. Rather than relying on atmospheric dread, Kelly uses a broadly comic approach to introduce a group of average Halloween partygoers who stumble upon a giant bowl of candy with a sign that says, "Take one." Of course, they don't heed the warning, and what follows is a visually inventive and bright descent into madness. But what really sets VHS Halloween apart is its willingness to tackle darker themes. Take, for example, Alex Ross Perry's Kidprint, which tells the story of a Photoshop that takes video recordings of kids around Halloween in case they go missing. As the story unfolds, we see a darker side of human nature that's both terrifying and thought-provoking. It's a fearless depiction of true evil brutality that's not for the faint of heart. And finally, there's The Great Home Haunt, directed by Micheline Pitt, Norman R.H. Norman, which is about a family who has been running a homegrown haunted house for years. When a cursed LP unleashes actual physical hell, the family must confront the true horrors of their own making. It's a great closer that incorporates imagery of the holiday and ties the last short to the first in a way that's both clever and terrifying. So, what took the VHS series so long to get to Halloween? Maybe they didn't want to be compared to other holiday anthologies like Trick or Treat and Tales of Halloween. But one thing's for sure, VHS Halloween is a game changer. It's a film that will leave you questioning the true meaning of horror and the power of the human psyche. And it gets us thinking, what other holidays could be tackled in a similar way? Could we see a VHS Easter or a VHS Christmas? The possibilities are endless, and we can't wait to see what's next. This review was filed from the world premiere at Fantastic Fest, and VHS Halloween premieres on Shudder on October 3rd. So, if you're ready to experience the ultimate horror movie event, then mark your calendars and get ready to scream. But be warned, once you enter the world of VHS Halloween, there's no turning back. The question is, are you brave enough to take the challenge? Let us know in the comments. What's your favorite horror movie of all time, and why? Do you think VHS Halloween is a game changer, or just another horror anthology? We want to hear from you.